Or so we'll start your name and your preferred medium.
Hi there, my name's Christina Johnson, and I love to work with oil paint.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your education and background.
All right, I started out originally as a K through 12 art teacher, and I finished my first master's in curriculum and education at SUNY Potsdam in Potsdam, New York. I decided I wanted to continue towards a Master of Fine Arts, and I went to LSU in Baton Rouge. Go Tigers.
What or who inspired you to pursue a career in art?
I've had so many mentors that I feel fortunate, but I think the one that's the most important to me is my father. He constantly talked to me about the process of making and woodworking, and although he had sort of given that hobby up, he would talk about it so lovingly that it really inspired me, and he was the first person to take me to some of the most artistic locations that brought me to work that made me want to be an artist. He always sat down and got down in the paint and coloring crayons with me when I was a little girl, and he always encouraged it.
Great. Speaking of inspiration, what is the title and inspiration behind the series that you provided for MOSAIC this year?
I didn't actually title the series, but I traditionally work with food. I see food as a gateway to memory. We gather around food for better and sometimes for worse. And there can be real stories. We gather around the table, we have laughter, we have sadness. And so a lot of the setups have a little bit of a narrative quality behind them. This is called Annual Wisdom Check-In, so it's a little birthday cupcake. But some of them are maybe a little bit heavier and some of them are more joyful. So they're about everyday life.
Okay. Why do you believe art is important?
Art is an expression, the most basic expression of being human. We connect with things we see every day. It's a way of reaching across boundaries across the world, reaching out to people that we don't know. It's important to me, it's always been important to my practice to make my art as accessible as possible, making the medium I'm using as easy to understand as possible, talking about pricing in terms of a way that's sustainable for new collectors, so that we can have conversations around artwork that are meaningful and that we can work through really important social issues and family issues that relate to human life through a simple image. And I think it's an approachable way to talk about heavier ideas.
Okay, great. Is there anything you might want to add that I haven't covered in terms of MOSAIC?
I think that everyone should buy art from living artists. Please support your local art and culture. We love meeting and dialoguing with our collectors. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I know that I love to know about the stories. I think art collects stories of its own. I love hearing, for example, a family reached out to me to tell me that their toddler was making up stories of Little Piggy's new adventures to the market, for example, around a Little Piggy painting from my Little Piggy series. So I love hearing about the history that my pieces collect. So I love that.
Okay, great.
Yes.
In addition to being a MOSAIC artist, you are also an instructor here at 170 Wineries. For the upcoming fall and winter, well, actually, I think you have classes that go even into spring. So you're doing a series of workshops. I guess tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So I'm teaching a series of workshops demonstrating my painting style, and I want, as I've said a little bit earlier, I like art to be approachable. I want people to have fun making and creating, and so the fall session will be Fall is Gorgeous. So we will be focusing on fall harvest type items. I always use brights, so we will be kind of playing in the same way that I do in my own paintings with bold color and with gourds on small panels. Each season we'll try something seasonally appropriate with still life, centering around food.
Great. And you are doing 4, is that correct?
That's correct.
Scheduled for now.
So I hope I'll see you in the fall, and in January we will be doing Sugar Rush. So we will be doing a winter sugar rush. So I hope to see you in the fall and hopefully in the next seasons.
And currently those are scheduled to happen in person.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
hopefully we'll be able to do that.
I really hope so too.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.